read through this list, you got Sunday, which is obviously the day of the sun. Monday, you got the day of the moon. Tuesday, which is after the god Tew, which this could also be spelled T-E-W. Wednesday, Woden, which is the day we're going to look into. Thursday, Thor. Friday, Freya. And Saturday as Saturn. Okay? So what we're going to be focusing on is Woden's Day. Alright? So we're going to click here. And it just basically sends us down the page. It says here, Wednesday, Woden's Day. Middle English, Woden's Day, or Wednesday, or Wednesday, different spellings. Alright? Old English, Woden's Dag, Woden's Day. Latin, Dies Mercurii, or Day of Mercury. Ancient Greek, Hermea, Hermu, or Day of Hermes. Woden is the chief Anglo-Saxon Teutonic god. Woden is the leader of the wild hunt. Woden is from Wod, violently insane. It's funny they mentioned that, violently insane. When I went to go look this up on the net, so I could do it here with the Camtasia, I originally looked up Wikipedia, which is the tab I have up next. When I looked this up, that fit perfectly. Violently insane. All right. Who's that talking about? Now, did not Yahweh Shai in the book of Matthew 11 around verse 12, it says that the kingdom of violence, the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it away by force. Is that not talking about who's the kingdom of heaven? That's talking about the Israelites, the 12 tribes. All right. But who's the violent talking about? That's talking about the so-called white man. Alright? Esau. The one who was given the blessing of the sword. Okay? That's who the violent is. And it just mentioned that it mentioned violently insane. Alright? Which there's going to be more on it. But that just shows you the mind frame that the so-called white man is going to be in when they move in on Jake. Okay? Says here, and headship, he is identified with the Norse Odin. Okay, now we're gonna come back to this Odin. All right, now I clicked on that and it just leads to like a dead page or something. So I brought Odin up on Wikipedia, which is the next tab here. But let me finish reading the rest of this. It says here, Mercury is the Roman god of commerce, travel, thievery. Is that not talking about the so-called white man too, according to John 10 verse 10? Thievery. It says eloquence and science. He is the messenger of the other gods. And then blah 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 mentions other stuff here. So now it mentioned Odin right here. So let's go to Odin in the Wikipedia and read a little bit out of it. It says here, Odin pronounced, I can't read that, but from Old Norse, Odin is a major god in Norse mythology and the ruler of Asgard. Homologous with Anglo-Saxons Woden. So it shows you that these two are directly related. It said the same thing in the last article. It said that Woden was related to Odin, and now it's saying Odin is related to Woden. It says, and Old High German Wotan is the name descended from the Proto-Germanic Wodenaz or Wodenaz. Odin is generally accepted as the modern English form of the name, although in some cases other older forms may be used or preferred. In the compound Wednesday, the first member is cognate to the genitive Odin or Odins. His name is related to OOR, meaning fury or excitation. Fury or excitation. Wait a minute. That we're going to get into the scripture related to this word. All right. It says meaning fury, excitation, besides mind or poetry. Let me scroll up. His role is like that of many of the Norse gods is complicated. His role, like that of many of the Norse gods, is complicated. Odin is a principal member of the Aesir, of the major group of the Norse pantheon, and associated with war, battle, victory, and death. Alright? Four key things: war, battle, victory, and death. Alright? Really, the key things, really all of those words are key. Alright? Because victory, he thinks he's going to get the victory by bringing in his new world order through violence. Alright? And when you read the scriptures, Esau is always about war, battle, and death. Alright? Particularly violence. Okay? I'm going to finish out. It says here, but also wisdom, magic, poetry, prophecy, and the hunt. It said that in the last article. Odin has many sons, the most famous of whom is Thor. Alright? So, when you bring it in martial law, which, when you look up the word martial, which Esau plans to bring in martial law, you look up that word, and you look up what it goes back to. It goes back to the Roman god Mars, which Mars was the Roman god of war. Alright? Which his Greek equivalent, I believe, would be Ares, if I'm not mistaken. Okay? So this just shows you the fact that these war game scenarios, or how did it word it? These disaster drills and exercises that are being planned come the time of November 9th, that they happen to be landing on Wednesday. That's no coincidence. Okay? We all know that Esau is going to bring in martial law or warlike law. Okay? And it just so happens that it's going to land on Wednesday of this week, which is the same time period these scenarios are being run. Alright? And there's going to be a testing of the emergency alert system. Alright? So, betting money would say that something's going to happen in the next couple of days. Like I said, if it doesn't happen in the next couple of days, it's going to happen any damn way. Okay? So, point being of this lesson was really to piggyback on the same article the Elder Gabar had brought out, and just showing you a couple things that I had noticed. Alright? And basically, before we end the lesson, we're going to go into a couple scriptures. Alright? Because that's the main tool to filter all this information through, is the scriptures. Okay? And like I said earlier, they mentioned the word, it was, I believe in this article, I'm sorry, not that one, it mentioned the word wrath. No, fury. Alright, here we go. Which wrath is the same thing. Okay? Wrath and fury, they're pretty much the same word. Alright? More or less. So first I'm going to read Revelation 12:12. It says here, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. The sea represents the people. For the devil is come down upon you, having great wrath, because he knoweth he hath but a short time. So what does it mean when he come down from great wrath? Didn't it say in this article here, that the soldiers' end of the world email sends the U.S. into panic? When you panic, you're in rush mode. Alright? You're moving fast. Alright? You're moving extra quick to get things done, because you're trying to get it done before a set appointed time. Alright? So this all correlates back to the so-called white man when he moves in with his martial law. Okay? That's how he's gonna come in. And when Esau makes moves on particularly our people, the 12 tribes, the so-called minorities here in the States, alright, because really we're not the minority. That's why I said so-called. When he makes moves on us, it's not gonna be pretty, okay? And they show you that in all these movies. The movie